memory contains three things. One is unit of memory, second is bytes, and third one is length in bytes. You have to remember one thing, that is one word is equals to 4 byte is equals to 32 bits. By using this one word, you can calculate the size of half word as well as calculate the size of double word, right? So whenever in front of DC 1F is there, that means you have to need a 4 byte of memory for that particular instruction execution. Now see the data format. Here is what short form fixed point, second is long form fixed point, and next is decimal packed. And then next one is short form floating point, and last is long form floating point. Registers in this IBM 360 machine, total 16 general purpose registers are used, that is register number 0 to 15. And addressing modes, here in this pass 1 and pass 2 assembler, we are using only two types of addressing mode, that is RR1 and second is RX type. RR means you have to perform the operation within two register, and RX means one register is there and second one is base register, index register is there. Size of RR instruction type is 2 byte and size of RX instruction byte RX is 4 bytes. Now see, and its IBM 360 supports the instructions such as arithmetic instruction, logical instruction, control or transfer instruction, and last one is spatial interrupt. Assembler means what? It takes a source program as an input language, and with the help of assembler it converts it into machine level language. This is also known as target program. Now see, basically there are three types of assembly language program, or we can say there are three types of statement. First one is assembler directive, second is declarative statement, and third one is imperative statement. What is meant by assembler directives? That means it gives instructions to the assembler, where to start program, where to end program, what assembler has to do. This is same as keywords which are used in C language. So here from this example we can say that start, using and end, these three are the assembler directives. After that, second part is what? Imperative statement. This is also known as mnemonics, which are very useful for the processing purpose, such as load, add, store. These are nothing but the instructions on which processor has to process. So this is known as imperative statement or mnemonic. And last one is declarative statement. Always remember DC and DS, which are useful for declaring the data and which are useful for storing the data. These two are nothing but declarative statements. So from the given example, DC and DS, these are nothing but declarative statement. Now see, this sample, for and result, these are the left hand side of symbol. This is also known as a label. And here 100 is nothing but the start address or origin of a program, from which location this memory gives location for the execution of program. If nothing is given, in that case you can start the address or you can start execution from the 0th location. After that, star is given. What is the meaning of star? Star is nothing but current address. Now see, 15, 1 and 2, this is given. That means these are nothing but the register numbers which we are using for this program. Now see, here is equals to F, quotation 3 is there. This is nothing but the lateral. Laterals are nothing but the constant which are declared without any number. So this is known as lateral. And here C, DC, after that F is given. That means you need a one full word of a memory. So for this execution you need 4 byte of a memory. Again in front of DS 1F is there. That means it again take a 4 byte of memory for the execution. Now see, what are the elements of assembly language program? See the difference between statement of assembly language program and elements of assembly language program. First one is what? Mnemonic operation code, that is opcode. Second is symbolic operand, and third one is data declaration. These are three types of element of assembly language program. Now see the syntax. First label is there, after that opcode is there, and there after that operand specification is there. For example, temp is what? Label, After that opcode is there. Suppose add is here. See the previous one. First label is there, after that operand is there, and last one is what? Specification of that. For example, here L, and here is specification of that operand, right? So this is nothing but the syntax. Now see what are the data structure which are used in pass-1 assembler. In one pass assembler, entire program is translated into single pass and handles with forward references using backpatching. What is backpatching? It is a field of a symbol is left blank for forward reference. Two types of assembler is there. One is pass 1 and second is pass 2. Pass 1 means it analyzes the source program, and pass 2 means it synthesizes the target program. Now you have source program which is in assembly language which you are giving to pass 1 assembler. Then pass 1 assembler generate the intermediate code as output of pass 1 assembler, which is given as an input to pass 2 assembler. Pass 2 assembler will generate a target program which is in object form. So we can say that output of pass 1 is given as an input to pass 2 assembler. Now see what are the, this is pass 1 assembler. After that data structure, or we can say database, which is generated from pass 1 assembler, as well as output, as well as the intermediate code, which all given as an input to pass 2, and it will generate the target program. Now see data structure which is used in pass 1 assembler: location counter, machine operation table, pseudo operation table, symbol table, lateral table, and this every table has specific structure that you have to remember, and by using that structure you have to enter the things which are present in the given program. This is pass 1 data structure, as well as the intermediate code as output of pass 1. Now see what are the data structure which are present in pass 2 assembler, which is intermediate output provided by pass 1 assembler. This is one data structure. Second is location counter, mod table, pod table, symbol table, lateral table. All table which are present in pass 1, that all present in pass 2 also. One additional thing is there, that is base table, which contains the registers. This base table, how many registers which are present in the given program, that you have to include into base table. And finally object code as output of pass 2. See here source program given to pass 1, location counter, pod table, mod table, symbol table, lateral table. These are output of a pass 1, and all these things given as an input to pass 2. Then again it generate the location counter, pod table, base table, and object program. Now see the format of all data structure. First is what? Mod table, that is machine operation table. First is what? You have to identify the mnemonic. Mnemonics means imperative statement on which processor has to process, such as instructions, add, store, all this comes under the mnemonics of code. After that you have to assume some hex code for that particular mnemonics, then length of a instruction, and final one is format of an instruction. Instruction format contains 5 types: RR, RX, RS, SI, SS. Mostly in our syllabus RR and RX 2 types of instructions are specified. This is structure of mod table. Now see the pod table. Pod table contains 2 columns. First one is what? Pseudo opcode, and second is address of routine to process. This pod table contains the all elements which are belongs to assembler directives, which are belongs to declarative statement. Okay. So drop, end, EQU, start, end, using, all this comes under the pod table. Now next is symbol table. First column in symbol table is what? name of a symbol, then address of a symbol, after that value of a symbol, and last one is relocation. Okay, so this is the entries which are present in symbol table. Then next one is literal table. Always remember literals and start with equals to sign. It contains 4 columns. First is literal, second is value, or we can say address. After that length, and last one is relocation. Now this base table contains the 3 columns. First is serial number, second is availability. That means if 2 number of register present in the given program, in front of that 2 number you have to write down yes, that is why. If 2 number register is not present in the given program, in that case you have to write down n. So suppose we are using 15 number registers in 15 number register in given program. So in front of 15 you can write down 1, and after that hex code, or we can say the relative address for that particular register.